Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me for another week. I'm so excited to be here. Honestly, it's been a crazy week for me. I did not feel like recording. I definitely didn't feel like editing, but here I am. I pushed myself. I knew this is a short-term goal of mine, so I was like, let me get my butt up and record. And honestly, it's been very therapeutic just recording and talking to you guys about all of the topics that we've chosen the past couple weeks. So I do want to say thank you to everyone who has been voting on the polls and helping me find the topics that we're going to talk about during the week. I really appreciate you all who are engaging. If you're new here to my channel, welcome to Sacral Butterfly. On my channel, I help people to gain self-awareness and build a growth mindset. I want to help people boost their self-esteem through reflection, meditation, and self-awareness. So if you're into that sort of thing, I invite you to go ahead and follow my channel. My channel is for everyone who is on that journey. So welcome. And for those of you who have already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. I'm actually at 200 subscribers. My goal is to have 500 subscribers by August. So thank you all for helping me to get almost halfway there. So I'm thinking about actually doing a giveaway maybe in the next couple weeks to see if I can get a little bit more subscribers. So we'll see. Keep an eye out for that. But thank you all for being here. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you can hear about whenever I post a new poll or a new video. So thank you to everyone who actually voted on last week's poll. So today's video is actually going to be on letting go of resentment. So you probably voted last week. This video is probably going to come out on Sunday. So I'll post this week's poll tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. But today's topic is going to be letting go of resentment. And actually, this is something I'm working on myself. I think a lot of the videos that we've chosen so far are things that I'm actually actively working on right now. There's a lot that I'm dealing with. And it's just a really hard journey for me right now. And forgiveness is one of them, right? Forgiving myself, forgiving others. I think it's harder for me to forgive others, especially when they've hurt me. So I think forgiveness and, or I should say, an inability to forgive also goes hand in hand with resentment. So this is going to be tough for me. It's something I'm not an expert on. I will say this. This is something I'm actively working on myself. And on the days where I'm actually doing good, these things work for me. But I'm not going to lie, I slip a lot and I forget to do these things. And so I find myself sometimes feeling that resentment in my heart. I'm pretty sure you're probably feeling that right now too. So I want you to understand that this is something that you have to work on a daily basis if you really want to see the positive results. So I will say today I'm in my room, but I actually kind of miss my car. Like I like the vibe in my car because I'm outside and the lighting is so beautiful outside. I have to use like fake lighting in here, and my makeup is all messed up because I've been out all day. But ugh, ugh. But I think I'm gonna record in my car next time again. But anyways, so just FYI, you might see more car videos. I actually like them. So the first thing when you are dealing with resentment, I think everyone should do is understand, where is this feeling of resentment coming from? Truly ask yourself, why are you so hurt? And reflect in a journal, reflect out loud. I like to write my thoughts out because I like to get them out of my mind, but really understand what about the situation that you're going through has caused you to feel so much resentment. And I know I've done definitions before, but I sort of want to define what resentment is for you all so you truly understand what the feeling is. But it says resentment is, according to Google, bitter indignation at having been, ugh, can't read today, bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly. Some synonyms are bitterness, indignation, irritation, pique, displeasure, dissatisfaction, right? So these are all feelings that don't bring you peace, right? They're not things that bring you peace. So when I have something on my mind that's not bringing me peace, I like to bring it out. I like to write it out. I like to get it out of my chest and really explore why. Why are you feeling so much resentment? Maybe it was someone who hurt you as a child. Maybe it was someone who hurt you last week. Maybe it's someone who's currently hurting you or mistreating you. What exactly are you holding on to? Explore the reasons why. Now, the second thing that I think is very important for you to understand, and this is one that's really hard because a lot of times people are like, they can't accept what is, and it sort of leaves them in this never ending cycle of bitterness. So the second thing I think is very important is that you accept what you're going through as it is and understand that the situation already happened. So this person already hurt you. This is a response to what you've already gone through, and you can't change the situation. We talked about rumination in my other video, but I really think it's especially for people who deal with anxiety or depression. A lot of times I feel like the rumination, the constant reminder of the situation happening, is what brings us even more anxiety. And reliving the situation over and over is not going to change your current state or make it any better. So at some point for yourself, not for anyone else, you have to say, okay, I have to accept this. Do I want to accept it? No, I don't. I don't want to accept that someone hurt me so badly. I don't want to accept that, you know, I was abused. I don't want to accept that I got in this car crash and this person didn't have insurance and they got away scot-free because they had a hit and run, right? I don't want to, but it's already happened. And reliving that moment isn't going to change it. So what can I do to heal myself, right? And acceptance is the first step to any type of healing, in my opinion, okay? So as hard as it is, and remember, I'm going through this situation with you all, so this is the part that's really hard for me too. I'm like, F that. I'm not accepting anything. You know, you hurt me. You gonna be accountable. You know, you're gonna be accountable for what you did to me. But that's just not the reality. Like, we don't have control over who is accountable on this earth and who is not. That's up to God. You don't have to believe in God. If you don't believe in God, I don't know, but that doesn't change the fact that we don't hold anyone accountable, right? We can't continue to hurt ourselves by denying the reality that we're living in, okay? So I challenge you to really sit down and accept it for what it is. The third thing that I think is very important is when you're in that acceptance stage, because you're going to go back and forth, and this is me. I think I've sort of accepted the situation that I'm going through. Some days are better than others, but when I do fall back into resentment, and then the days that I feel so angry and so bitter, I really ask myself, does this resentment accomplish anything for me? We talked about some of the synonyms that are used with resentment or along with resentment, and they're not really great feelings, right? They're feelings that bring out sadness. They're feelings that bring our mood down. And so, really, it's not a healthy state to be in, right? Honestly, I feel like a lot of these unhealthy states of mind that we're in lead to sickness. They live in our mind and in our hearts. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm like not feeling great or I'm feeling resentful or bitter, my heart hurts. Like it really does. Like I feel it in my chest. And I think, especially for women, it's very important that we clear out anything that is really blocking our hearts and our minds. And I like to do that. I like to sit down and I actually start praying when this happens. You can, I know some people meditate, but I feel like with meditation, your mind is kind of clear. And for me, when I'm in this state, I have a lot of thoughts in my mind. So it's kind of hard to meditate for me. And so I like to pray. So I like to just sit down and just, I'm talking to God, literally like, thank you for this moment that I'm living in. Thank you for this beautiful home that I'm living in. Thank you for the experiences that you've put me through, whether they're good or bad. Take this resentment out of my heart. You know, this person hurt me. I'm like literally sitting there and explaining everything out of my heart. And I ask for peace. I ask for joy. I ask for, you know, a sense of calmness. And, you know, it works for me, but it, you know, I have to do it over and over again because sometimes it comes back. So I definitely would recommend for you to clear that out because you want your heart to be clear. You want your mind to be clear. Work out, do whatever, something healthy. Don't drink. I feel like we live in this culture where, you know, people are like, oh, I'm not feeling great. I'm going to go drink. I'm going to go have a drink. And I think honestly, if I was going through this situation and I didn't have what was currently happening to me going on, I would be going out for a drink. I'd be like, you know, I'm gonna go grab a drink with my girls. And I think this was like a God, like I think this was God's way of like slowing me down and saying, you need to check yourself. And I want each of you to really sit down with yourselves and feel the feelings, the sadness. And I think we talked about this in a couple of my videos already about like not trying to hide from your feelings, really feel them, but clear your heart, clear your mind, okay? Whether that's, you know, I know some of you don't pray. I would invite you to, you know, pray or, you know, whatever it is that you do, but meditate, do something healthy. But it works for me, okay? And I think it'll work for you too. I think it'll work for you too. I'd love to hear if you do start meditating or praying or whatever it is that you do. Write it in the comments. Let me know if it works for you, if it not. But yeah, I think it really does cure this sickness that we have in ourselves. The fourth thing that I think is very important is to let it go. Let go and let God, right? That's the saying people say. I am a control freak. I think I grew up in such a chaotic life. Some of it was out of my control, and some of it happened to me because of my own decisions. I think that I struggle with controlling the things around me because I want to feel safe. And for a very long time, I didn't feel safe. For a very long time, I think for the majority of my life, especially when I was a child, I didn't feel safe. And so I try to control as much of my life as possible. And that includes like outcomes. Like I'm like, okay, I am going to try my hardest to make this relationship work, right? I'm going to be so good. I'm going to be so nice to this person. I'm going to be the best girlfriend, or I'm going to be the best friend. I'm going to be the best whatever, because I don't want to break anyone's heart, or I don't want anyone to break my heart, you know? And really, you have to understand that you could be the best person ever, but that doesn't mean that a person will want to be your friend or a person will want to be your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to realize that it's not your fault, right? Like, and there's no such thing as perfect. Like, none of us are perfect. And even if you are, let's say, perfect, which none of us are, and that's okay, that's a good thing. Let's just say you were, it doesn't mean that you're going to be for every single person. So if you're dealing with a breakup and you're wondering, why does this person not want to be with me? It just wasn't for you. You know, you have to let that go. You have to let it go, and you have to let God handle what's going to happen. You have to let it happen as it is. And stop trying to change other people's hearts and minds. Change your heart and mind. Or accept your heart and mind as it is. If you feel like there's nothing you need to change, if you feel like, oh yeah, I've reached nirvana, I'm like good, there's nothing that I need to change or improve in my life, then wait patiently until that person comes into your life, or those friendships come in, or that perfect job, not perfect, but you know what I mean, like your dream job comes in. Just give it time. It'll happen. It'll work out. You're not in control. You're really not. Because if we were all in control of our own lives, I'm pretty sure no one would be poor, no one would be struggling in the world, there would be no wars, right? So you really have to understand that that's just not how the world works. And you have to let go. Just let it go. Stop trying to be in control. Stop trying to make everything happen the way you want it, because that's not what's supposed to happen in the world. And that's okay. And I truly believe that sometimes what we think we need and want in our lives is not even what God wants for us. It's like 10 times better. Sometimes we just get so excited, like thinking that something is for us because it looks so bright and shiny on the outside, and it turns out to not even be that. It's like the worst thing for us, you know, and we don't even know it. And when God takes it away from us, it's because he's trying to protect you from something, right? I truly believe that. And so you have to be very careful with what you wish for and what you try to control in your life, because it's it, we're only able to see as much as we can through our own experiences. So honestly, don't sell yourself short. Let it go. Let God heal yourself and see what happens. See what happens. There's something beautiful out there for you. I can guarantee it. If you heal yourself, if you continue to work on yourself, you're going to see that there's beauty in the world. All right, and finally, I think what you should do is to repeat these steps until the resentment has gone. If you're feeling resentment and it's something that recently happened, you're going to have to do these things over and over and over. There's no such thing as it going anywhere like right away. It just doesn't happen like that. And I know that when you're going through something painful, which I'm there with you. If you're someone who's going through something right now, I'm here with you. I'm literally going through something right now that's heartbreaking. And I want you to know that I'm repeating these steps over and over again. But there's nothing that you can do that's going to make it easier other than repetition. So continue to work on yourself, continue to reflect, continue to get it out, continue to pray, meditate, work out, whatever it is that you can do to relieve your mind and heart of the pain. Whatever you do, don't sit at home. Don't continue to be on your phone. Don't, just sit inside and in silence. Cry if you need to. I cried like 10 times already today. And, you know, yeah, it sucks, but it's my body really detoxing, right? So I want you to feel that release. And it's not going to happen overnight. So please continue to practice it until you set yourself free. So I wish you all a clear mind, a clear heart. I know letting go of resentment is not easy. So I just want to say thank you for trying to heal yourself and for joining me on my video as I share what's helped me. And thanks for listening. I really appreciate you all. Don't forget to fill out my poll. I'm going to put out the next poll to see what I post next. I really appreciate your help in helping me find out what topics I'm going to prioritize for the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, share with a friend. And remember, although makeup can be a self-esteem booster, covering up what's on the outside won't truly heal what's on the inside. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.